Hey readers, it's Mrs. Palin, the librarian, with today's book review. Anne Braden's Flight of the Puffin was one of my favorite books a couple of years ago. Oh my gosh, I adored this book so much. And even though some of its content was a little mature for my K-5 library, I still grabbed it. There was nothing objectionable, but it was just too good not to have on my shelves. So I was dying to read her latest. Her latest is called Opinions and Opossums. This is a short one like Flight of the Puffin, which I love the size of those for middle grade fiction. Kids, very, very attainable for some kids. This one I loved. I loved it. The main character is Agnes, and she and her best friend Mo write stories. She has a neighbor who was taking her to a doctor's appointment, and the very beginning of the book, there is an opossum playing dead in the road, and they save it, get it out of the road before it's hit by a car. And that moment of freezing, right? Opossums freeze, and they could hurt themselves because of that, but it's a coping mechanism, right? That moment where she realizes that that's how they survive, that changed her, because she's been quiet and she doesn't speak up and she doesn't say things. And this neighbor's little talks that she has with her, the neighbor is an anthropologist, and she goes back into history and talks about how powerful women are and why aren't they in the story of history? Well, because men wrote history and it's their opinion, and all of these thoughts that she's never had before start ruminating in her mind, and it changes her. It changes who she is in her church group. It changes who she is in school. It makes her more brave. Beautiful story. I am still debating whether or not I'm going to put this on my K-5 shelf. Some of the words, the ideas, she's in confirmation class. I don't know how much my students will relate to her and her experience, even though the message is lovely. Absolute must buy for middle schools. Still trying to figure out if I'm going to put it on my K-5 shelf. Anne Braden's Opinions and Opossums. Whatever you're reading, keep reading.